I ran for office originally because I was working in North Carolina's public schools and helping individual kids go through school and go to college. But my students kept hitting the same roadblocks as the students before them had. And that's because we have systemic inequality, and it's not enough to help individual students to navigate a broken system. I actually want to change the system. I spent my career in North Carolina's public schools working in one of the wealthiest school districts in the state. But now I represent one of the wealthiest counties and one of the poorest counties. And I see the disparities across the two. And yet what's common across the two is every parent wants their kid to have an opportunity for a great education. When I'm in Orange County, it's taken for granted that your kid is going to go to college. When I'm in Caswell County, the parents are just begging for opportunity. Caswell County, a county that is fairly red, very poor, very rural, they voted 70% for a school construction bond 2 years ago. Those people love their public schools. And when you're in a rural community or a poor community, you know that you need that public education for your kids, maybe even more so than an area that has better access to jobs. We've spent too long avoiding the most difficult challenges of education. And the moral call is to take this challenge on, to dive in and to address it. There are very few people who are opposed to public education. But this is a question of, are we willing to spend the money to do what we know is necessary to really fulfill the promise of public education? Unfortunately, so many of my colleagues feel like we don't have to spend more on schools. And this has really been one of the biggest political fights that we've had in North Carolina over the last 10 years. North Carolina built its reputation as a jewel in the Southeast by investing in education from pre-K all the way through higher education. And over the last 10 years, we've really fallen behind on those investments, particularly in the K-12 level. We know what we need to do. It's been laid out for us. We have the Leandro Action Plan that gives us a roadmap. We have the funding available to do it. It's all right in front of us. The only reason why we wouldn't do this now is if we don't have the political will. I mean, I think schools are a core element of what binds us together in a democracy. It's where we learn the common language of who we are as people. Every time a new generation of kids from a family enrolls in school, it is a chance for that family to pursue the next step of whatever their collective dream is. It's in our ethos of who we are as Americans. When North Carolina made its biggest advances in public education investment, it's because the business community and parents and educators and political leaders all got on the same page and said, if we want a prosperous state, this is what we're going to invest in. To get there, we need public pressure. We're representatives and senators. We represent people. We have to know what they want. We need the pressure to come from those people to take this action. Right now, North Carolina has the largest budget surplus that we've ever had in history, even at the end of a pandemic year. If there's ever been a time to make investments in North Carolina's children, this is it.